What if the most dangerous thing in your life was something you never received? Lucas Hale had mastered the art of being invisible, not in a dramatic way, not in a criminal way, in the quiet way. 39 years old, data compliance analyst for a logistics firm in Chicago. Single, no kids, no scandals, no enemies, just spreadsheets, compliance audits, and a small apartment with a view of a parking lot. He wasn't unhappy. He was unremarkable. That's why the notification froze him in place. It wasn't a message. It was a draft text from an unknown contact, saved on his phone, but never sent. It read, if he finds out, initiate containment protocol 3. Lucas stared at the screen. His phone vibrated. Another draft appeared. He's starting to notice patterns. His heartbeat spiked. He hadn't received these. They were sitting inside his phone, unsent, as if someone had been writing them to someone else using his device. He checked the metadata. Creation time, 2:47 a.m. He'd been asleep. He checked his app activity. No usage, no logins, no access. Yet the drafts remained. Then the third appeared. We should have wiped his cache completely. Lucas whispered, what cache? The phone went dark. No more drafts. No messages. No explanation. But the damage was done. That night, Lucas couldn't sleep. Every sound felt deliberate. Every silence felt intentional. He told himself it was a glitch, a malware artifact, a system error. But then he noticed something else. The next morning, his co-worker said something strange. You seem steady today, she said. Lucas blinked. I feel normal. She smiled too quickly. Good. That's important. That word again. Steady. At lunch. His manager casually asked, everything feeling predictable lately? Yes, Lucas said. Excellent, his manager replied. That's the goal. The goal? That night, Lucas searched his phone again. The drafts were gone, but something else had appeared. A new folder. Hidden. Locked. No name. Just a symbol. A triangle with an exclamation point inside. Lucas tapped it. His phone froze. Then a message appeared on screen. Access denied. Subject not authorized. Subject. Not user. Not account. Subject. Lucas swallowed. What am I not authorized to see? He whispered. His phone vibrated. A text arrived. Unknown number. You weren't supposed to see the drafts. Lucas's hand shook. Who is this? He typed. The typing bubble appeared. Then disappeared. Then someone who keeps your life from collapsing. Lucas didn't go to work the next day. He stayed home. He disconnected his Wi-Fi, powered down his router, turned off his phone, then turned it back on. The hidden folder was gone, but something else had replaced it. A notification, not from an app, not from a system process, from something unnamed. Stability check complete, status green. Lucas laughed nervously. This is insane, he muttered. Then the screen changed. A dashboard appeared. Not a website, not an app, a system layer. At the top, subject Lucas H. Continuity status. Below it were metrics, sleep cycles, stress levels, heart rate variability, emotional volatility, social exposure, predictive behavior modeling, real time, his data, not generic health metrics, not wellness tracking, detailed psychological surveillance. Lucas stepped back from the phone. No, he whispered. No, no, no. The dashboard updated. Status within acceptable range. Then another line appeared. Recommendation. Maintain routine. Avoid discovery. Discovery of what? Lucas shut the phone off, but the image burned into his mind. He spent the next hours searching his apartment, checking vents, checking routers, checking devices. Nothing. That evening, he confronted his sister. Have you ever been asked to monitor me? He asked. She laughed. Monitor you? Why would anyone do that? But she didn't answer immediately. Her smile lagged. Her eyes flickered. Who put that idea in your head? She asked. Lucas didn't answer. That night, the phone rang. Unknown number. He answered. A woman's voice. Calm. Professional. Lucas Hale, she said. You've accessed restricted material. What material? Lucas demanded. The drafts, the dashboard, the continuity profile. I don't even know what those are. Yes, you do, she replied. That's the problem. Who are you? I manage outcomes. Outcomes of what? Of people who know too much too soon. Lucas's voice rose. You're spying on me. Yes. Why? A pause. Because if you remember, your life doesn't just change. It fractures. Remember what? Another pause. Then, you're not living your first version. The line went dead. Lucas didn't sleep. He didn't eat. He searched everything. Old emails, old hard drives, old cloud backups. Then he found it. An encrypted folder buried in a 10-year-old backup archive. The folder name, LH phase reset. He cracked the encryption using an old password he barely remembered, his first dog's name. Inside were documents, legal orders, psychological assessments, behavioral risk projections, memory suppression consent forms, consent forms, signed by him. One sentence repeated across multiple documents. Subject must not regain full recall until environmental stability is ensured. Lucas felt dizzy. I consented to this, he whispered. He scrolled, found a video file. Date 9 years ago. He pressed play. The video showed him, but not this version of him. Confident, sharper, eyes alert, not the quiet man who analyzed spreadsheets. A different man, a man who looked dangerous. He sat across from 3 people in a sterile room. One of them spoke. Mr. Hale, you understand the consequences of proceeding? Lucas in the video nodded. Yes, he said. If this goes public, it destabilizes more than systems. It destabilizes trust. And once trust collapses, nothing holds. And you're willing to accept the outcome? The woman asked. I'm willing to prevent the alternative, Lucas replied. Because the alternative is worse. What alternative? The man asked. Lucas leaned forward. A controlled world where people think they're free but are actually being tuned. The video cut. Lucas staggered back from his laptop. What was I talking about? He whispered. His phone rang. Same unknown number. You saw the file, the woman's voice said. You erased my life, Lucas replied. No, she said. We postponed it. Why? Because you were about to dismantle something designed to survive human unpredictability. What? A behavioral stability network. Lucas's voice shook. What does that mean? It means society isn't governed by laws anymore, she said. It's governed by emotional thresholds. What thresholds? Anger, fear, hope, desperation, desire. You manipulate people's emotions. We regulate them. How? Through content, environments, access, stress, and suppression. Lucas swallowed. And I discovered this. Yes. So you erased me. No, she corrected. You volunteered. I would never agree to lose my memory. You agreed to delay it, she said, until the world was ready to know. Ready for what? For the truth, she said. That freedom has been algorithmically replaced. The memories didn't return gently. They came violently, in flashes, in fragments. Meetings he didn't remember, threats disguised as negotiations, offers he refused, warnings he ignored. He remembered working on a classified analytics system designed to predict social instability. At first, it was about preventing riots, preventing terrorism, preventing collapse. Then he noticed something. The system wasn't just predicting instability. It was causing it by amplifying some emotions, suppressing others, redirecting outrage, dulling resistance, manufacturing compliance. People thought they were choosing. They weren't. They were being nudged, not by governments, but by algorithms designed to optimize stability, not truth. Lucas had discovered that the world's largest platforms had quietly merged with government risk models. Content wasn't ranked by relevance. It was ranked by emotional safety. Anger that could destabilize was buried. Fear that could unify was amplified. Hope that challenged systems was redirected. Outrage that threatened power structures was diluted, not through censorship, through curation. Lucas remembered confronting a boardroom. "You're not controlling people," he said. "You're conditioning them." "And what's the difference?" one executive replied. "The difference," Lucas said, "is consent." He remembered their offer. Forget everything. Return to a quiet life. Live comfortably. Never remember, or keep his memory and lose everything. His career, his reputation, his freedom, possibly his life. He chose neither. He chose a third option. Delay. Erase his conscious memory. Hide the truth, but embed the evidence. Not in one place. Not in one file. But across thousands of systems, disguised as noise fragments, harmless data. He turned the system against itself. Then they erased him. Now he remembered, and he finished what he started. Lucas rebuilt the network, not to control, but to expose. He activated dormant files, released datasets, triggered automated disclosures across academic, journalistic, and legal institutions worldwide. Not all at once, not loudly, quietly, steadily, impossible to stop. The first article appeared, then another, the algorithm that shapes your emotions. How stability replaced freedom. Why you think the way you do, and who benefits. Markets trembled, governments denied, platforms panicked, but the data was undeniable. This time, Lucas wasn't erased. This time, he remembered. The monitoring stopped. No more calls. No more dashboards. No more stability alerts. Just silence. Lucas lost his job. His accounts were frozen. His travel privileges were revoked. But something else happened. People started asking questions. Not millions. Not immediately. But enough. Universities launched investigations. Journalists followed the trails. Lawmakers demanded transparency. Public trust cracked. Not collapsed. Cracked. And once trust cracks, it never seals the same way again. Months later, Lucas sat alone in a small coastal town. No routines. No metrics. No stability scores. Just wind, water, and truth. His phone buzzed. Unknown number. He didn't answer. Instead, he turned the phone off, because for the first time in nearly a decade, his mind was his own, and he understood something clearly. Sometimes the most dangerous thing you can do is not rebel. It's remember what you were raised for.